and welcome to I24 News Sports Daily Magazine with all the latest scores and stories from around the world. Thursday evening, the weekend is almost here, and these are the headlines. No surprises in the second night of Champions League action. Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain won the first game away and did it again at home to qualify for the quarterfinals. Every day brings new surprises at Indian Wells. Murray and Wawrinka are the latest top seeds to go out, joining Nadal, Berdych and Tsonga, who lost earlier in the week. Ethiopia's Kenenisa Bekele won every possible title in the 5,000 and 10,000 meter race. Now he takes on a new challenge, the marathon. And we look back at the top 5 events of the week, from the Mexican rally to the turbulent times endured by the Miami Heat. What is our number one moment? Hello again and thank you for joining us. We are live from the Jaffa Port. We begin with the Champions League and with Barcelona, who practically sealed their qualification to the quarterfinals in the first game when they beat Manchester City away 2-0. Last night it became official as the Catalonians won again, this time 2-1 at home. Manager Tata Martino is very happy with the work his team did in the round of 16.
It is clear that under any circumstance to face a rival like them in the last 16 stage of the Champions League and making it through the way we did it gives us a boost of confidence for what is still ahead of us. And ahead of us, we have the 3 competitions. But sadly, the Spanish league doesn't depend on us anymore.
Another team through to the final 8 is Paris Saint-Germain. Their qualification was not really in doubt after they beat Bayer Leverkusen 4-0 in the first game in Germany. Last night they completed it with a 2-1 victory at home, ahead of what could be a historic season for the French club.
C'est une compétition qu'il faut poursuivre.
It is a competition where you need to investigate further. You need to prepare well, be very professional. On that note, I don't have too many worries, since the team and squad have been professional since the beginning of the season, and I am happy with that. Now the serious stuff starts. I think the players will be motivated. We have an end to the season that could be very exciting. We have worked from the beginning of the season exactly to have this kind of run-in.
PSG and Barcelona joined Atletico Madrid and Bayern Munich, who qualified on Tuesday, but for the Bavarian Giants there are also some disturbing news. Club president Uli Hoeneß was sentenced today to 3.5 years in prison for defrauding the German IRS of more than 27 million euros. Hoeneß has admitted he evaded 27.2 million euros in taxes on income earned in Switzerland in the previous decade and hid in secret Swiss bank accounts. Despite his voluntary disclosure, the court found that the self-reporting was considered too late. Now to tennis and to what is turning out to be one of the most surprising tournaments Indian Wells has ever seen. Only 2 out of the top 10 men's seeds are still in the race, and we're only in the quarterfinals. Novak Djokovic is one of these 2, but he was not far from elimination either. Djokovic faced Croatian Marin Cilic and lost the first set 6-1 before winning the following 2, 6-2 and 6-3. So many of us thought Roger Federer's time is out, but the Swiss master is not going anywhere. He won the Dubai Open and now he's still in contention at Indian Wells after beating German Tommy Haas 6-4, 6-4. Australian Open champion Stanislas Wawrinka won all 13 games he played in 2014 ahead of his 4th round match with Kevin Anderson. Well, the perfect record is now gone. The world number 3 lost in 3 sets. And another seed who is out is world number 6 Andy Murray. The Wimbledon champion won the first set against Milos Raonic, but the Canadian took sets 2 and 3 to clinch his place among the final 8. Murray can now join Wawrinka, Nadal, Berdych, Gasquet and Tsonga in the stands. On to the women's tournament. Not too many surprises in this front. World number 3 Agnieszka Radwanska qualified to the semi-final, but she had to go through quite a scare in her quarterfinal match against Serbia's Jelena Jankovic. Radwanska took the first set, but Jankovic took the second in a very impressive form, winning 6-2. The decider was not an easy business either, but finally the Pole takes it 6-4 to claim the match. In the final 4 stage, she will face world number 7 Simona Halep. The Romanian had a much easier time. Veteran Australian Casey Delacroix was not a real challenge. Halep, who already took the title in Qatar this year, nails the victory with an ace. It ended 6-2, 6-2, and in the form she is in, Radwanska has plenty to worry about. Now to some athletes who look for a new ground. Kenenisa Bekele and Mo Farah are the leading figures in the long-distance runs, but the 5,000 and 10,000 meters are not enough for them. as they want to compete in the marathon as well. For Bekele, who will compete in the prestigious Paris Marathon next month, this will be the opportunity to reclaim some of the glory taken by Farah in the past 2 years. Oribam with a story.
When Kenenisa Bekele runs, it usually ends up with gold. The Ethiopian long-distance runner, who holds a unique double being the world and Olympic champion in 5,000 and 10,000 meters, is aiming now for a new goal, the Paris Marathon on April 6.
My big goal is to run a good marathon and a good half marathon, to attack maybe world record or to run faster time.
Bekele is one of the most accomplished runners in history, winning 3 gold medals at the Athens and Beijing Olympics and winning 5 gold medals at the World Championships, 4 of them in the 10,000 meters distance. With these accolades, Bekele has his mindset on becoming a marathon champion as well, but he knows that there's a long distance to run before so.
In marathon, I have to run every day, a long run, like more mile than 10,000 meters. For 10,000 meters, maybe I can train like 60-70% less than marathon training.
Tough training is not the only thing which Bekele has to deal with, as he has been battling with a calf injury for more than 3 years. Furthermore, while Bekele was sidelined, a new star emerged, outshining the Ethiopian double champion, Great Britain's Mo Farah, the 2012 London Olympics champion in 5,000 and 10,000 meters distance. Farah will also make his marathon debut this April in London, 1 week after Bekele will compete in Paris. The comparisons between the two are inevitable, but that's the least of concern for Bekele.
We have, many years, so to run with Mo Farah, with others strong athletes. First, I will get my experience, how it feels, marathon.
Bekele will also have to deal with another shadow in Paris, fellow Ethiopian and running legend Haile Gebrselassie. The 2-time 10,000-meter Olympic champion has become a marathon great in his own right, winning the Berlin Marathon 4 straight times and the Dubai Marathon 3 consecutive times as well. While Gebrselassie is considered an icon in Ethiopia and even as a potential candidate for running in local politics, Bekele uses his free time helping other athletes. A prime example is the Kenenisa Hotel and Resort in the capital Addis Ababa, which holds a training center to improve the conditions of Ethiopia's world-renowned runners.
We want to have other international athletes from all of the world, so we want to be, part of the communities and training center in the world.
Even though Kenenisa Bekele will face a new challenge running a marathon in Paris, the double champion is now back in shape and will run once again, claiming a spot as one of the best athletes in the world.
NBA now, and the Heat were hoping their victory against the Wizards marked the end of the losing period, but the Nets had other plans. Dwayne Wade was the key factor in that victory over Washington, and he was strong in the beginning here as well, as the champions took the early lead. Brooklyn kept it close all along. The lead changed hands again and again. LeBron James with a three-point play puts Miami back on top. The Heat again on the hunt here, but this time Deron Williams gets a steal and sets up Paul Pierce. The Truth always excels when he sees the Heat. He had 29 points and 5 of 7 for 3. More outside damage by the Nets. LeBron lets Teletovic gets the open look, and it's good. The visitors up by 6. Just over 30 seconds to go. The Nets up by 4, and Chris Bosh is the hero. The shot is good, and he also nails the free throw to make it a 1-point game. Brooklyn misses on the next possession, and the Heat with a chance to win. But Joe Johnson gets the deflection, and time runs out. Brooklyn wins 96-95. This will not be a season Kobe Bryant will be happy to remember. He returned from the Achilles surgery only to play 6 games and get injured again. Rehabilitation from the latest knee injury is longer than expected, and therefore Kobe sees no point in returning this season.
I think just talking with the staff and just, the amount of time that we're looking at in terms of being able to, get as healthy as possible and then get in shape so that you don't come back and get hurt again. By the time that's ready to go, I mean, you're looking at, a week left in the season or whatever the case may be, and it's just didn't really seem worth it.
If you're not too much into the computer world, then the name League of Legends may not tell you much, but if you are, you know this computer game has become a global spectator sport, complete with sponsored teams and large cash prizes. It's part of a growing phenomenon known as esports, gaining more and more popularity among gamers around the world.
No, this isn't a rock concert, it's a computer game tournament. League of Legends is the most popular online game in the world, with some 27 million people logging on every day. For top players, tournaments are held every week in cities around the globe. 250 fans have come to this one in Los Angeles, with many times that number watching it online.
I used to play obsessively, like 20 hours, like 30 hours, sometimes like non-stop. And you'd oftentimes forget to sleep, and like eat sometimes.
For this particular esport, 2 5-player teams compete for around 40 minutes, trying to wipe each other out. Winners can eventually make it to the finals in South Korea, where the prize is a $1 million check. The game's popularity is helped by the fact that it's free to play, and the developer is keen to point out that top players can make big money.
We absolutely have sponsors for the pro players. Pro players have individual sponsors, teams have sponsors, as well as the league. Our pros played in the leagues are salaried by their teams. Some of them can earn into the 6-figure salaries.
Successful players can become stars in their own right, like Mitch Voorspels, a Belgian known online as Crapo.
Yeah.
At 23, he gave up an engineering degree to play League of Legends full-time. He now makes several $1,000s a month.
League's easy to play, more fun than studying, and eventually it led to a choice for me when I actually started winning a lot and actually got into teams where I had to choose, like, do I go into esports or do I pursue my career in engineering as I was doing at the time?
Esports are already big business. While playing League of Legends itself is free, in-game purchases and tournament tickets are not. Last year, publisher Riot Games made an estimated $600 million.
The new Formula One season is already here, with practice at the Melbourne circuit beginning tomorrow, qualifiers on Saturday, and the inaugural race for the 2014 season set for Sunday. All eyes, of course, will be on 4-time champion Sebastian Vettel, who is once again seen as the top favorite, but he will have to overcome the poor preseason testing campaign beset by technical problems for him and his team Red Bull. In other big news, former world champion Kimi Räikkönen makes his return to Ferrari, the team with which he won his sole championship in 2007. And while the race is in Melbourne, the heart is in the Grenoble hospital, where there's still hope to see some change in the condition of Michael Schumacher. Felipe Massa has set the initials of Schumacher on the helmet he will wear during the race in Melbourne. Now, like every Thursday, we go back to the top 5 plays and moments of the week that is ending. Here we go. Number 5 comes from Mexico, the 3rd race of the season in the World Rally Championship. Sebastian Ogier ran into some trouble on the 2nd day, but the world champion quickly bounced back to take the victory at the Guanajuato Rally, his 2nd of the season. Moving to Germany for number 4, and as usual, it was a great week for Bayern Munich. It ended with a qualification to the Champions League quarterfinal and started with another typical thrashing in the Bundesliga. This time Wolfsburg was the victim. They did the mistake of scoring first. Bayern responded with 6 of their own. NBA action brings us our number 3. It was not a good week for the champions Miami Heat, who lost 4-5, but the one victory at home over the Wizards guarantees Miami's place in the playoff. LeBron and company may lose some games now, but we all know this will be the team everybody will try to avoid in the postseason. Manchester City had their sights already set on the FA Cup semi-final. Division 1 team Wigan was not supposed to pose any real threat, especially with the citizens hosting the game, but Wigan thought otherwise to clinch their number 2. They stunned Manchester City in last year's final. They do it again now. This time it's in the quarterfinal. And number 1 this week goes to Alexander Dolgopolov. The Ukrainian sent world number 1 Rafael Nadal out of Indian Wells as early as the 3rd round. Nadal beat him 2 weeks ago on the clay in Rio, but not this time. Dolgopolov wins in 3 sets to pull the biggest upset in the tournament that already saw many top seeds defeated. The recent British success in cycling inspires more and more people in the UK to take part in various cycling events, with new venues being constantly developed. Speed demons and adrenaline junkies will soon be able to get their show going at the London Olympic Velo Park, which officially opened yesterday by Olympic and Paralympic medalists Lara Trott and Mark Colburn. The centre, located in the Olympic Park in Stratford, East London, will open to the public at the end of the month and includes a velodrome and a BMX track. Images coming out of Pakistan reflect mostly war and conflict, but there is far more than that in the East Asian nation. A 5-day snow festival kicked off amid scores of tourists from all over the country at the scenic ski resort in Madam Jabba. Paragliders were seen in the air and skiers on the ground, part of the efforts being undertaken for the revival and promotion of tourism in the region. And that's it for today. Thank you for being with us. Don't forget you can watch us anytime on our website at i24news.tv. We're also on Facebook and on Twitter. Have a beautiful day and a great weekend.